but that did manage to back them off. That probably is going to buy him time to get that mines upgrade in the meantime. It doesn't look like it's fully upgraded yet. In the meantime, he's got 4 Dragoons on his front door, so Nasty really pressing this forward. He's still got that SCV block in the front door. Planting the first mine, now he can open up that front door and maybe defend against these Dragoons a little better. It's still going to rely a little bit on luck, and very brilliantly Tetris staggering his Dragoons as they're coming in, making sure they're not going to take a lot of damage, or at least significant damage comparatively. So right now, about a standstill. It looks like Nasty has taken his secondary. He's got a pylon going up, got a couple Dragoons in a defensive position, robotics facility going down as well. And he's still, in position. Mine going off, killing 2 Dragoons, heavily damaging the 3rd. And it looks like, yeah, that Dragoon's going to go down. Now it looks like 4 Vultures might be able to get out of the base. Nice Dragoon block there. Man, nice micro maneuvers back and forth from both these players. A mine going down on the ramp to try to back this Dragoon out. It looks like it did manage to back the Dragoon out. But in the meantime, there's only that last Dragoon. It's basically 3 Dragoons. Yeah, 4 Dragoons, a 5th on the way. And it looks like another gateway being put up, and a couple more gateways to basically stop this 2-factory push at this point, but still in a very good position. That pylon's still not down. A large grouping of Vultures now going to push up. They're not speed upgraded. We'll see what they can get done. But Tetris, he's been harassed this entire time and is starting to fall behind economically. He needs to really do something special with these 6 Vultures. It's going to be hard with 5, looks like actually 6 Dragoons now in position to defend. And it looks like he's going to come across the middle. I'm not sure that he even got a spot. I know that SCV got a spot off the early of the game. I'm kind of curious what he's doing here, keeping the Vultures in the middle. 4th gateway going down, observatory up to deal with those mines. Also a Citadel of a Dune going down, so these Vultures are going to be very ineffective. Well, not completely ineffective, but the mines obviously not as effective when there's detection out in the air. Just momentarily, I'm waiting for that first observer. Waiting for speed upgrade, that's what he was waiting for. Those Vultures are now speed upgraded. Looks like they might be able to, they are going to be able to slip by, but those are Dragoon blocking the secondary. So all these Vultures getting wiped out without really able, and didn't really accomplish anything. Dropped a single mine, which immediately blew up, so Nasty in a very strong position now. A couple mines all around the base, and now a command center actually going up for Tetris. A couple more Vultures coming across the middle of the map. That barracks still actually in the middle position. We've got a probe at the 3 o'clock, or actually I'm going to call it the 4 o'clock position. And the Citadel of Adu now up. Let's see if we're going to see the Templar archives. No, it looks like we might see some speed upgraded Zealots momentarily, and he's going to be, Nasty in a very strong position. He's had his base up for quite a while now. He's got a pretty good defensive perimeter. A lot of mines down out in the field. In the meantime, the Observer just kind of scouting out. It looks like it's going to be able to get into Tetris's base without a lot of scouting. That early game harass was extremely effective for Nasty. Now he's starting to pull out. He's got about about 5 Dragoons. Yeah, 5 Dragoons and a single Observer starting to push out in the field, probably to do a little bit of mine clearing. It looks like, Nexus going up. Very aggressive expansion here at the 4 o'clock position for Nasty. So going to try to take a big economic lead early. He's got his second gas going down here, and still, he's going to go for that speed upgraded Dragoons, or speed upgraded Zealots. He's got the 4 gateways down. I don't see a Templar archive still. I still haven't seen a drop shuttle either. Command center now being floated out for Tetris, but it looks like Nasty is going to be able to see it. Trying to get some turrets down in the field, but aside from that, he's only had basically some mines and some Vultures defending his base. The first tank now being produced, I would say about, probably the 8 or 10 minute mark, so pretty late in the game, I would say. Of course, I don't have the actual timestamp here, so that's probably going to look ridiculous on YouTube. We'll see, and maybe it was just perfect. Observer going to get caught out in the field as that turret goes up, just down to 11 health, not getting picked off, though. Another Observer out in the field momentarily. A lot of Observers out in the field. That is huge on this map. On Athena, I cannot emphasize scouting enough, especially against Vultures. Vultures can be very strong in this map. I'm not surprised that Tetris went the early Vultures, just because you can maneuver them basically everywhere here. And now it looks like Nasty going to go up and do some mine clearing. But he's got Observers basically pinned at a lot of the key locations. He's got them. He's got one to the south, knowing kind of that wraparound point. He's also got Dragoons pushing to the north. And it looks like, speak of the devil, some Vultures coming around. Looks like they're going to loop around, but still some Zealots. Oh, catching some probes as they were being transferred. But it looks like the Zealots and Dragoons are there to at least impede the progress from there, but not before about 6 or 7 probes were killed out in the field. An Observer coming up right alongside. Not a single mine being put down by Tetris, surprisingly. Maybe he put them all down in the field, but the Dragoon force coming back to pin it in. But still, a pretty good attack there. He did what he wanted to do. We got about 7 probe kills. Probes now being transferred, and I think he has an inkling. He's got some sort of indication that there's an additional expansion up. He might have seen that with the barracks and just troop transfer. Now, Nasty moving out with about 2 control groups of Dragoons, I would say, and a control group of speed upgraded Zealots. And there's 3 tanks in position to defend against this. tanks, as well as a couple mines. And honestly, I'm not sure that this is going to be enough. Those two of the tanks are cliffside, though, and it looks like Dragoons just pressing up, shielding those Zealots. The Zealots are going to be able to push in. Two more tanks have just popped out. The mines being let in. Actually, the Zealots just clearing it. Oh, very close to the tanks, though. Tanks, oh man, Zealots in proximity on the tanks now. Dragoons still down below, and a lot of these Dragoons being pushed up, and there's more Dragoons that are being waiting on the wayside, and there's only two tanks left in the defense, one of them unsieged, and still a full control group of Dragoons that are out in the field. Things not looking good for Tetris at all. One tank on the ridge, plus reinforcements. We'll see if Nasty's just going to try to end it here, but no, Tetris is going to GG before there can be any sort of defense, or actually counterattack or defense, or I suppose help or defense. Point being, Tetris wins it. Very difficult for him. He just got really harassed early, took a big risk, and it just didn't pay off. And that was a beautiful pylon. Just shows you how minor things can take the game for you, but pylons early winning it, a single pylon early winning it, I would say, for Nasty. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So game one going to NRG. Thanks for listening.